Have you noticed that every time xenophobic violence breaks out in South Africa, the conversation almost always ends the same way? We become angry. We blame South Africans. We remember everything that Nigeria did for them. And then we move on. But what if we've been asking the wrong question all along? Because if you ask me, I don't think the biggest story is South Africa. I think it is Nigeria. Imagine leaving your home, your family, your country, not because you wanted luxury, but because you simply wanted a chance to work, a chance to survive, a chance to build a future. Then, one day, the streets you have walked on become hunting grounds. Your shop destroyed. Your asset becomes a crime. Your passport becomes a target. Just in a matter of hours, the dream you chased becomes the nightmare you are running from. It's heartbreaking, and no innocent person deserves that, no matter where they come from. But here's the question. What exactly should Nigeria learn from all of this? Because if our only conclusion is South Africans hate Nigerians, then I'm afraid to say we've learned almost nothing. For decades, Nigeria proudly called itself the giant of Africa. And to be fair, that title was not completely undeserved, because Nigeria played a major role in supporting liberation movements across Southern Africa. During the struggle of apartheid, our country, Nigeria, provided financial support, scholarships, diplomatic backing, and consistently stood against apartheid on the international stage. And as a result of that, many Nigerians believed that those sacrifices would guarantee lasting respect across Africa. But international politics does not run on gratitude. It runs on interest. Countries don't build today's policies based on what another country did for them 40 years ago. They build them around what benefits their own people today. That may sound harsh, but history keeps proving it. Every time violence breaks out, you hear many Nigerians ask, after everything we did for South Africa, how could this happen? Make no mistake about that, it's an understandable question, but maybe it's not the most important question. Maybe the better question is this: why are so many Nigerians desperate to leave Nigeria in the first place? Nobody enjoys becoming a stranger. People leave because opportunities disappear, because businesses struggle, because insecurity grows, because inflation keeps rising, because hope becomes harder to find. And let's get something clear. Many Nigerians are not chasing luxury. They are chasing dignity. They are chasing stability. They are chasing a future. And that is the real national conversation. Now, let's be fair. Every country has the right to protect its borders. Nigeria has that right. South Africa has that right. Every sovereign nation has that right. But enforcing immigration laws is completely different from allowing innocent people to become victims of violence. There's a huge difference between lawful deportation and mob justice, between border enforcement and burning someone's shop. Nothing, absolutely nothing, justifies attacking innocent people because of where they were born. And we should also remember something else. Many South Africans themselves have condemned xenophobic violence. Community leaders, religious groups, journalists, ordinary citizens. Some have even gone as far as protecting foreign nationals during periods of unrest. And that matters, because violent criminals should never be allowed to represent an entire nation. And there's another lesson. Millions of Nigerians abroad are making this country very proud every single day. We talk of doctors, engineers, scientists, researchers, entrepreneurs, students, professionals. They are contributing positively all over the world. But unfortunately, the actions of a very small criminal minority often dominates international headlines. Is that fair? No. But perception has consequences. Every Nigerian abroad becomes an unofficial ambassador, whether they realize it or not. Now, to the government. Government also has huge responsibilities. A passport is more than a paper. It represents the strength of the nation behind it. When Nigerians are mistreated abroad, their government should respond with competence, with consistency, and with diplomacy. And protection is not always about making loud speeches. Sometimes it's about having enough influence that other nations take you seriously. And influence is built long before a crisis begins. Now you see that? Now let me tell you what I believe is the biggest lesson in all of this. No embassy, no ambassador, no evacuation flight can permanently solve a problem created at home. None. The strongest passport in the world is protected not by the paper it is printed on, but by the strength of the country that issued it. The strong countries create opportunities. Strong countries build institutions. Strong countries reward innovations, not Accra and Kunikuni empowerment. Strong countries give their young people reasons to stay. This is why the real conversation, if you ask me, is not even South Africa in this situation. It is Nigeria. Every time you hear a young Nigerian says, if I get visa today, I'm gone, they are saying something much deeper. They are voting with their feet. And when the brightest minds believe their future exists somewhere else, leadership should pay attention. Because when your greatest export becomes your own people, your very own young, bright minds, you are no longer facing a migration problem. You are facing a national development crisis. And perhaps there's one final lesson for the entire African continent. We love talking about African unity, but unity cannot survive on speeches alone. If unemployment keeps growing, if inequality keeps increasing, if governments keep failing their people, frustrations will continue to rise. And frustrated societies often look for someone else to blame. And most of the time, foreigners becomes easy targets. That never justifies xenophobia at all. But it reminds us that peace begins with good governance. So what should Nigerians learn from all of this brouhaha? One, that patriotism without progress cannot sustain a nation. That history cannot guarantee respect. and that in international politics, respect is never inherited. It is earned again and again and again. Then, what should the Nigerian government learn in all of this? Perhaps the greatest protection you can ever give your citizens is not another evacuation flight, not another press conference, nor another diplomatic protest. It is building a country that the young and vibrant youth and citizens of the country never feel compelled to escape. Because the greatest protection for a nation's citizens abroad is a prosperous, well-governed, economically vibrant, and internationally respected nation at home. When a country is strong, its passport carries weight, its diplomacy carries influence, and as a result, its citizens walk with confidence anywhere they find themselves in the world. Not because the world becomes kinder, but because strong nations negotiate from positions of strength. Maybe that is the greatest lesson that this whole painful chapter has handed Nigeria, and I hope we learn it. So the real question is no longer, what did South Africa do? The real question is, what will Nigeria do now? Thank you for watching. If this perspective challenged you to think differently, please subscribe to this channel, because Nigeria's future will not only be decided by politicians, it will also be decided by citizens who are willing to think deeply, ask difficult questions, and demand better answers. Out.